News 3 at 6, a massive fire and heavy smoke at a business in Yemassee. What we know so far. And with high school sports back in action, doctors and school officials say it comes with a rise in concussions. We'll hear from the experts. First, Senator Darlene Graham making one last stop in the Low Country ahead of the special Republican runoff on Tuesday. We'll take you there.
Live and on your side, this is WSAV News 3 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Isley Herschel. Thank you for joining us. WSAV is your local election headquarters. Election day is this Tuesday for South Carolina's special Republican runoff to see who's going to take the place of the late Senator Lindsey Graham on November's ballot. Senator Darlene Graham, looking to take that place, made one final stop in the Low Country today. WSAV's Daniel Reddy was there.
Behind these doors, Beaufort residents gathered to support Darlene Graham today. And with Election Day in just 2 days, this was an important stop for Graham.
I really wanted the opportunity to hear her and get to lay eyes on her and just get a feel for who she is and what she stands for.
And she isn't the only one who thought that. With Election Day quickly approaching, Graham said making a stop here was important to be face-to-face with Low Country voters.
My goal is to try to get out and meet as many people in South Carolina as I can to know what's important to them, what's important to the voters, because I want to earn their vote.
Dozens of people gathered today at Bricks on Boundary to come out and show their support and hear what Graham had to say. I spoke with the volunteer who helped put the event on, who says she's happy Graham made a stop here.
I know that she has a busy schedule with 46 counties to cover, and she's only being in her position, throw into this tragic event after her brother's passing, and now take on the responsibility for a U.S. Senator as well as campaigning. So I know she has a busy schedule, but then she takes the time to come to Beaufort and then spend more than an hour with us. It means a lot.
When Graham was asked about her endorsement from the president, she said she couldn't have been more grateful.
It was surreal. It was absolutely amazing. It was an honor. Super excited to have his support and his endorsement. For the president to come to this state to support me means so I can't even put it into words how much it meant to me.
While early voting has wrapped up, you will have one more chance to cast your ballot on Election Day this Tuesday. In Beaufort, I'm Danielle Ruddy, WSAV News 3 on your side.
For more information about this year's elections as we head towards the November midterms, head to wsav.com/electionhq. Police in Yemassee are investigating after what they're calling a serious shooting that led to 2 injuries. The Yemassee Police Department responded to the scene in the area of Mixon and Zoller Streets after receiving reports about a woman with a gunshot wound. Once there, police found a second victim with a gunshot wound. No word yet on the extent of those injuries or if any arrests have been made. The investigation is ongoing. We're going to keep you updated both on air and online as we learn more. Also in Yemassee, take a look at this. A WSAV viewer sent this video in of a large fire and heavy smoke coming from the R&L Carriers facility on Yemassee Highway. It's not clear yet what caused the fire or the current status. We're looking to learn more, and we're going to keep you updated both on air and online. The last suspect connected to the murder of a Bluffton High School football player is set to face a trial this week. The case stems from a deadly shooting on Bluffton Parkway more than 5 years ago that investigators say was a case of mistaken identity.
Not only did we lose our only son, we died also. And for the last 4 years, I've been listening to other parents tell me how they want their kids home when I have to go to a cemetery to see my child.
Messiah Anderson is facing a murder charge in the death of DJ Fields. You just heard Fields' mother, Kima Bryant, describing what life has been like since her son's death. She was asking the judge to deny bond for Anderson. Investigators say Anderson was one of 3 people in a car that opened fire on Bluffton Parkway in March of 2021. Fields was killed and 2 others were hit. Investigators say the gunfire was intended for someone else. 4 other people have already been sentenced in this case. The other 2 shooters, Jimmy Green and Ty Chaneyfield, are already serving their sentences. Green was sentenced to 40 years in prison, while Chaneyfield received life. Shania Void and Jaden Void, who were accessories to the crime, were sentenced to 25 and 12 years behind bars, respectively. WSAV is going to be in the courtroom throughout Anderson's trial through the verdict. Stay with us both on air and online for the latest developments. Taking a live look outside now, let's check in with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts for a look at that forecast. Hey, Scott.
Hey, good afternoon, Isley. Good evening, I should say. We have pretty nice conditions around the region. We have a mix of clouds and sunshine. And one thing to note as we head into the sunset hour this evening, just in a little while, it is occurring at 8 o'clock. It is our last 8 o'clock sunset until we get to next spring. By Monday, 7:59, September 1st, we lose almost 20 or just over 10 minutes of daylight. September 1st, that sunset is at 7:48. So those shorter days are definitely coming. With that, eventually some cooler weather will be back for us. As far as temperatures right now, we are in the lower 90s for most locations, middle to upper 90s in the southern part of the area, factoring the humidity. A few spots feeling like it is hotter than 105 degrees, 111 right now for Richmond Hill. So it has been a mainly dry and very hot day across the region. Viper radar scanning the skies and just finding some heavy rain on northern Beaufort County, but that's about it. A few more showers, a few more storms possible for us over the next few hours, but overall a mainly dry night is on the way, but the week ahead looks to be hot and somewhat unsettled. Well, the full local forecast details coming up. Isley.
Thank you, Scott. In our health report, high school football is back in action. And while players are focused on getting the season started with a win, coaches, trainers, and parents are also keeping an eye on player safety. Jack Bozigas spoke with experts about concussions and what to watch for when a player takes a hard hit.
As players take the field for the start of another football season, Ian Swindler with OSF Orthopedics says ankle and knee injuries are common. But this time of year also brings an increase in concussions, and recognizing one isn't always easy.
The benefit of being a coach is you know your players' demeanor, so if they seem like they're off, that can be a sign. Some players won't tell you if they have a headache.
Nausea, confusion, memory loss, and dizziness can also be warning signs, while some symptoms may be delayed. That's why he says if there's any doubt, the player should come out of the game immediately.
There could be long-term lasting effects, especially with the lower level, you're talking high school. You have your whole life ahead of you.
At Richwoods High School, Athletic Director Jeffrey Cruzen says the school uses baseline concussion testing across its sports and has an in-house athletic trainer. If a head injury is suspected, he says the player is automatically removed.
It's a minimum of a week off of activity, and they have to get seen by an independent provider in order to get clearance to come back and play.
Recovering from a concussion is different for every athlete. Once they're symptom-free, they still have to move through a gradual return-to-play process before they can get back on the field. For Swindler, that's more important than winning or losing.
If we suspect that there's something going on, we're going to sit you. You need your brain to function.
Coming up, the U.S. is set to ramp up economic pressure on Iran amid rising concerns about inflation at home. We have the latest next.